Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Monsieur. I'm called to return here today to wish you a really good day. For it is Sunday. It is the day of the sun. It is the first day of creation. It is a perfect day to start a new cycle, to start a new project. Much better than to start it on the day of the moon on Monday. It is part of the dysfunction of the world to try to make us work on the Sabbath, on the work of the day of Saturn, on the last day, and to start our day one day too late. And for it is now that it starts. For I remind you this powerful mantra from the beloved Archangel Michael. This is a perfect moment, and I am centered in the present. Repeat that to yourself as much as you can, as much as you need. This is a perfect moment, and I am centered in the present. So call on the Archangel Michael. We thank him for being the protector, to protect us, to guide us, to support us, to assist us in the process. For he's been the guardian of humanity for thousands of years, as well as many, many others, all the company of heaven, in the name of the Creator, that which is true, that which is good, that which is beautiful. I'm going to address different ideas. And the first one is that if there is too much revelation too soon, it will create infinite chaos and confusion. So truth will reveal itself slowly but surely. When we're ready to receive an information, we are receiving it. And so, but there is an event that might be happening. It's an extraterrestrial contact. For they are benevolent civilization that oversees the plan of the Creator, that have been asked, commanded. They are Christed beings. They're all unified in the love of the One, and so. And those beings are maybe they are authorized. They're getting more and more authorization because to come closer to humanity. For humanity is not really ready for face-to-face contact with extraterrestrial. It's like personally, that happens for me decades ago. It's like I have no more fear, or like I feel at home and family no matter which ship I visit. There's so many civilizations, but they're all loving and all that are unified in the one love of the Creator. Fifth, sixth dimensional beings are really wonderful company. But what will happen is will probably be a contact in the sky. For if there is an official contact in the sky, then there will be no more doubts in the. Some people will call it fake news. Some people become catatonist or whatever, catatonic or whatever. But they will unify humanity. It may assist humanity in finding its wholeness, in trying to unify, not around fear. Not in fear for some. They're trying to create this extraterrestrial unified the world as we unified our armies to fight them. It's not at all that they want, and it's not at all that will be happening. But and then face-to-face contact will happen in a very secluded place if we're ready for this to happen. The easier way to come in contact with extraterrestrial is to go visit them. We don't. I'm going to talk about space travel, interdimensional travel. Every being has a creation, has the right to visit the whole universe. We're not limited, but we didn't learn the technique. This belief is been anchored that we stay in this corporate prison, that we stay in this planetary prison, and that we live in this fish tank, so to speak. But we as a fish, we have the right to connect to the ocean. And so the space travel is a right as a creation to space travel. As we put our body and our mind at peace, we are able to travel through the dimension and visit ship. For me, my initiation happened in 1992. I was initiated to certain sacred techniques of space travel. I will eventually open space agencies that will initiate people. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. It's when we don't need to create complex machines, a spaceship to travel in the universe. Most advanced extraterrestrial, when they leave their planetary body, do not create those machines. They just create thought form vehicle, and they teletransport themselves collectively into another planetary body like the Earth. And when they come into the atmosphere of the Earth, they take on a manifestation that reflects the 3D experiences. And there are also machine and physical technologies that will learn for the space agency will take place. I've written a book that will soon be published to share that knowledge on how to create a short form vehicle so that can travel. I've done it hundreds of times in America mostly, and we visited many dimensions. It's very easy. It doesn't just require to to plan for those physical. The space agency will be based. Will use crystalline technologies. We will plant a crystal in the ground. The crystal will be connected energetically to the center of the planet. We sit around the crystal. We do a trance, a light meditation to relax, and then we start to create a spaceship made out of the energy of the group. And then eventually we open up the crystal, which is programmed for a certain destination, and then the energy of the crystal fused with the energy of the psychic energy of the group. And then we are propulsed into that other dimension for half an hour or longer if the group is more experienced. And then we come back, we share our experience. And when it's the first time, it's like, don't expect too much the first time, but it's always beneficial. And then the other part of that space agency will be about research and development for planetary technologies, importation. I work with a group named the Arcturians on technological importation that are like family and friends. I'm going to discuss them a little bit. For many people have heard or connected with the Arcturians already. I hope you do connect with your galactic family. It is like friends and family. There is nothing formal. It's something. And first, they come in through dreams. They come in through, for me, in my art. They come in many ways, many form meditation. And so the space travel will become a creative pursuit that will, because it's so much easier and so much more pleasant, and you receive so much more deep information when you explore the universe in the fifth or sixth dimension than when you do it in the third and fourth dimension. Even fourth dimension is easier than third. For the third dimension, if we try to take a physical body in present-day space technology condition, as soon as we leave the planetary structure, we're bombarded with cosmic energy, radiation that are very toxic for the body, and our body is made to be connected to the center of the earth. It is created to live here, and the earth protects us down here. So, but we will develop technologies that will allow us to travel physically eventually. But for now, we'll definitely move towards that sharing of that knowledge. It's like a shamanic techniques to space travel, and to travel interdimensionally. And the Arcturians are a group of beings, a civilization, a very old civilization. They are like humanity, but a future version of humanity. They have about 2 million years ahead of us, and they're all benevolent. They've never been fallen into darkness. There has never been a rebellion in Arcturus that made against the will of the Creator. The Elohim Arcturus is this beloved Arcturus has maintained that balance, and so it's like a model of balance and equilibrium. They are physical organic beings that have ascended into, mainly they are the guardian of the fifth dimension. When people have near-death experience, they traverse the matrix of Arcturus. They are the shepherd of the human soul. They're using their matrix to welcome the human soul into this sphere of love and light. But essentially, they're much higher now in consciousness. I work a lot with 9th and 10th dimensional Arcturians groups. And we have many projects together, but for me they're family, and they're like, and you have family in many star systems. In truth, it's not like as official. It's not like some stuck up energy. The contact with them has to be soft, has to be gentle. They're very gentle beings. They're very small. Also, they're not threatening. They're very kind. There are many Arcturian souls that, because when they first came here, they have bases on the planet, but millions of years ago, they discovered the Earth, they set up some bases, and some warlike civilization invaded and destroyed their physical implantation, and so they had to wait until humanity was developed enough to reincarnate into human souls. The famous Edgar Cayce is one of them. There was Mozart, is an Arcturian soul. Saint-Germain was an Arcturian soul. There are many Arcturian souls. They're very balanced energy beings. And so, and within the music of Mozart, there are specific codes that it wasn't a conscious thing that he put in, but there are specific codes. If you listen to Mozart 96 hours straight, he will activate a DNA expansion within that's why in Kobe, the cows are always listening to Mozart, or they're like little babies. When they're exposed to Mozart, they're really happy. The plants are really happy with the music of Mozart, because there is codes from Arcturus that were implanted. But I just thought I bring it up to connect to your Arcturian families. They're very kind, they're very, and they will never be invasive. and they're not invasive. I also wanted to talk about unconditional love and unconditional forgiveness. That's the Christ, Michael, the Joshua, Jesus, that when he came into this incarnation, he was on a mission of a bestowal mission of it was a personal mission, but he also broke out the quarantine. He knew it would take 2,000 years before his message would be anchored enough here. But he brought about those consciousness of unconditional love and unconditional forgiveness. And unconditional love and forgiveness is not just an intellectual idea. It is something that has to be applied. So it is important because God alone has judgment. And for Matthew says in the gospel, you will be measured by the measure you are measuring with. You will be judged by the judgment you are judging with. For most of our critical mind and judgment is what keeps us entrapped in this physical polarized reality. So it's important to understand that once, if we have enough lucidity, if we are lucid, we understand the will of God, and we decide to judge and condemn, then we unify our will with the will of God, and it is an act of compassion. But if we're not lucid enough, we shouldn't judge, we shouldn't condemn, because we do not know mistakes. Humans make mistakes, and he who has never sinned will may throw the first stone. But we do not know. We've all had transgression. As we forgive others and ourselves, God is able to forgive us, and we are free from the dualistic matrix. We have to understand there's a lot of fake news in the internet. Because they're pushing an agenda, and so they understand it's a war of the psyche. It's like everything is happening within the psyche of humanity. So just be detached, elevate yourself. The more we elevate ourselves, the more clear we see things, the more we feel the love and the unity. It takes some time to completely decompose all of the lower aspects that we've created or that we chose to integrate. But the veil and limitation are falling down as we ascend, as we move throughout the process of ascension, to relax. And also understanding that they are factions. For the forces of light are unified, they're Christic, they listen to the will of God and the spiritual hierarchy, and they're doing things when for the light as one. The light has many steps ahead of the dark, for the power game between light and dark. But within the dark right now, there are factions. There are factions that are less dangerous, and those who are really they still have powers, the Satanists and the fascists, and the light told me, I'm not going to go into the details of that, but within those sacred organizations that you would call the Illuminatis or the Freemason, or any you might call that, they are factions that are much less dangerous than others, and there are beings that are positioned that are not fascist, that are not Satanist, and those have a lot of power to assist in removing all of the darker ones. So some people, some individual and group have been offered forgiveness, not salvation, but forgiveness, and then they'll balance out their karma. So in order to accelerate the process and then they will make amends and they might survive the shift. But all of that is part of what's going on behind the veil. It's a very complex thing, and only God knows. So just trust your Creator. Trust your higher self, your God self, and follow. Things will be revealed in due time, when it is the time. Just stay in joy, continue to focalize yourself, focus on what is wanted, what makes you feel good, to disengage from the traumas and the dramas of the third and fourth dimension, and then from there we gain lucidity, and we know what is the plans of God, because if God wants something, it happens when it wants it. If God didn't think it has to happen another way, no matter what we do, we're going to go against the wall. So it's about aligning, to be flexible enough to ask and to listen to what life is answering, what reflects us. For the mirror of life works the same, but we need to be sensitive enough to be able to hear the messages of wisdom. It is a subtle voice, and for on a lot of level we have to just relax, to surround, to embrace, to accept. For this is a perfect moment, and I am centered in the present, and then we move from the present into the presence. And so that's very important. And when you ask the will of God be done, you have nothing to fear. It will be, when the will of God is in action, it is the perfect solution. It is the perfect love. It is the perfect wisdom. It's just the will of God has been overtaken by the ego, the will of the ego here. But if we return, if every human being will ask the will of God to be done, it's like everything will, paradise will be very quickly coming. But this is coming. It is just a matter of like one heart of the time, and we're gonna turn on the light on this planet and continue to love our Mother Earth, for she's the one who's giving and giving all that. And so I'm going to finish. Thank you very much for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I'm going to finish with a song. It's about wisdom. It's about letting go. It's about listening to the voice of spirit. It's Mother Mary. It's like she's saying, "Let it be." It's called "Let It Be." When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Right song, St. Paul McCartney or the Beatles. So let it be, let it be. So this, for wisdom is nothing new. Wisdom has always been offered. It's just slowly but surely we're opening ourselves to it. We're opening ourselves to the application of knowledge, which is wisdom. And so I wanted to come and say hello. Wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you very much. Salat.